to think about the voting system. To me, you're like jewels that have discovered each other, and I just want to make a commitment to cause you to multiply, not necessarily for Democrats or people like me, but as you invest your talents in terms of the corporate world, knowing that you're going to get a return in your dividend, you ain't getting a damn thing out of this country if you ain't got the skin in the game. I just completed an interview with a lot of liberal people, and they were saying, well, you know, but in addition to just voting, what can we do to change things? I said, well, you can get a gun. You go down to Washington, you can find out who you think is voting the wrong way and just shoot them. I mean, it's not unusual for developing countries pretty close to the United States. But 10 or 20 years ago, if the election didn't go right, the military came out and took care of it. And they'll let you vote all you want. If the election didn't turn out right, then they just took over. So a little bit like this in Egypt. But it is true. The urge to be in charge of anything goes to the extent of being in charge of your country. And if you find somebody taking that away from you and you can't do anything about it, well, you have to explain to your wife and kids why you feel that you can't take care of them. But we do have the power to go. I said in the interview, 85% of Americans believe we should have some type of gun control. Why the hell is it that Congress always gave in? Because the 10 or 15% are organized. They'll hurt you. And unless there's someone on the other side willing to protect you, a handful of people, you can call them Tea Party, you can call them what you want. But they're going to control the agenda because they're telling members of Congress, I ain't playing. Other people say, I hope you do the right thing. I'm praying for you. But they say, we got to argue. And now it's reached the point that they're telling the president, and we got, not the president, everybody, we got billions of dollars to bust your head wide open. And if only we got the vote, and we don't use that, when history goes down, people would ask, well, why didn't they use the vote? I don't know what the answer's going to be, except that's my hope that you multiply. And anybody who says it doesn't make any difference, you ask the person that just got defeated from anything. Local school board, city council, assembly, Congress. You ask them whether or not the vote means anything. It is a powerful tool to use. And I can't think of anything legal that's stronger than that. And the obstacles that we have, it's hard to say how a handful of Europeans could spread this racism all over the world the way it did. I have no idea. I wish I had time to study. How could they do this? And not only inject racial superiority for European, but to have Africans enforce it on themselves, or Indians or whatever people of color. I used to jokingly say that when I get up to heaven, I'm going to put in a request to see God, and I say she's very busy. It won't take me long. I only have one question, and like I say, you just have to wait, and I'm going to wait, and then finally she's going to come out and says, what the heck you got on your mind? I say, just one question. What was it that black folks did to make you so angry that all over the world, if you want to learn about famine, disease, and poverty, and she used to say, my little dumb friend, when I thought about making human beings, I used all of the most beautiful colors in the world, black, gold, everything. And when I thought about what places took them to start this, I picked the richest, most beautiful area in the world called Africa, with its soil, its sun, trees, and birds, and lakes, and rivers, and falls. And then you come up here complaining that a handful of people ran out of color, made some damn good beats and put them wherever, and you coming up here saying that I didn't give you a break? How did it happen to us? How did we start off believing that we are not in charge? And how is it perpetuated where the very schools that's supposed to teach us who we are, teach us things that make us feel like we nobody? And once some of us get loose and find out who we could be, why isn't that contagious enough to say, I love you, but I love us better if you do that? What happened? Why are we talking together among ourselves when you take a look at they're saying over half of the population of the United States of America is going to have color?
Yep.
And there was a bad time that in Georgia, in my lifetime, they were scared to death of people who didn't have color, who thought they did have a drop of color. And if you're white and didn't have color, that was your behind. Now they're saying, and we know it, that people of color are coming. They're coming. And when the deal goes down, what is it that all people will have to make a difference? Well, it damn sure it's not going to be money. It's not going to be super PACs, right? And even with all the guns that we have access to, you tell me why we shoot each other up instead of talking about reparations, you know. I owe what you did to my grandparents, which I certainly advocate that type of insanity, but shoot yourself is a little more insane. And so, what do you have except the ability to hurt somebody at the polls? When I say hurt them, I want you to know, I conclude by saying that we politicians become very sick when election time comes. Our ration leaves us. Win is something that if you take away this, it hurts. And so that means I'm willing to listen to you before you hurt me at the polls.
Yeah.
So let me take some questions. The NAACP is having its mid-year event in New Rochelle. But I am so proud that I don't want this to be just a drop-in. I know you guys and gals have been at this. And I may not understand all of your music. Just when I thought I was getting it, goddamn, you changed it on me. Just when my kids say, Dad, I think you got it, the grandkid says, Mom and Dad don't have it. I'm starting all over again. But I know it's working. I know it's successful. And I know you have the ability to bring some comfort now to your families. We're proving some have been able to do it. But to make certain that when you tell somebody you're somebody, they don't go to your bank account, they want to know where you live. Who represents you? I just left the damn congressman yesterday. I was talking with him uptown. He was in the lobby, old house at old house. I just stopped by, so is that right? You will be surprised. the impact that other people know. I go to graduation, especially at black colleges. I tell them, when you get out there and some dumb cop is about to make a very bad decision, before he hits you, you tell him, you can do what you want, but I want you to know, Charlie Rangel is my blood cousin. We don't look alike, but we are related. I ain't gonna get you out of trouble, but he's gonna think, is this possible? And I'm trying to get it to work for Obama. I haven't been too lucky, but when we win this time, anybody can tell anybody Obama's my cousin, just won't admit it. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me try to answer, and I just want to make sure that you know that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, no matter what part of the country, I'll get a member of Congress to be with that group to encourage you to do what you do. It's the least that we can do. We don't have to march 50 miles like I did. We don't have to see people come down to Mississippi and not come back because they got killed. We don't have to march with Dr. Martin Luther King and see his blood and realize that in a country that people can be that mean and vicious. We don't have to do that. But we have to do what you guys are doing, girls are doing, you ladies are doing. So I want to be a part of it. So let me try to first congratulate you. If you have any questions, I'd like to answer. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Hakeem Green. Just first for clarity, hip-hop is not just a music form, right? Hip-hop is not what we do, it's how we do it. Hip-hop, we have no perfect record. Hip-hop is just the expression of the indigenous people of this planet. It's how we express ourselves, it's how we commune with each other. It's been here forever, and it's going to remain. We just call it hip-hop now.
Put me down.
There it is.
That's me.
That being said, hip-hop being the predominant cultural expression of the world, we have a lot of influence, especially among young folks. We have to hear, we can speak their language. Education is very important, and then understanding the process of government and how government is much needed, because when you understand how government works in this country, you realize it really is of the people, for the people. People have to massage and exercise their power in the system. How can we as hip-hop, as a hip-hop community, work to educate young folks in terms of government, how the process works?
I tell you, yes.
And you say how it sparked, how you sparked it back, back years ago, how that was sparked too, what you said?
Well, with me, my grandfather was an elevator operator in my community, my block. He was a big shot. He thought he was too, because he never took off that uniform or that badge. When it came time that he turned 60 years old, and he didn't want to retire, he told me he had to go to the local political club to get an extension. And I was a high school dropout, but after Korea, I went back to school. And he says, let's find out what the hell they're talking about. All I want to do is work. And I went there, and I found out, just by going there for my grandfather, he got an extension. He never did like me too much, but I was the most important. I was a bad dude who wouldn't allow the guy to continue to work. And all I did was say, can you help my grandfather? He said, you guys I said, yes. You got to come by the park? He said, yes. Well, you come on by and talk with, what's his name, Charlie? Take care of Charlie? Yeah, take care. I said, well, he told my mom, his daughter, that son of yours to be something. Well, you'd be surprised how influential politics can be. And the school board, whether or not your kids get the proper education. Yesterday we had a black kid from Maryland. He was no genius, but he loved the Congress. And he impressed so many people. wow, what a chance to be in the floor with you guys, giving these guys snow jobs they never had before. Wow, members of the United States, that's what I want to be, you know. All I have to do is make certain I can get my education, right, Congress? You know, you don't know how anybody will take that away. No, you're entitled, you know. Well, I'm tough. And I said, look at this 12-year-old guy work the workers. Now, if you could jump, I got you, I'm leaving. If you could jump that, or if we can sit around and find out, you know, how do missionaries work? They get somebody and give testimony, whatever. But if we can go to the schools, when you go to schools, you can bet your life there's going to be some girl, some guy in there that's smarter than you expect he ever would be. And when you grab that guy or girl and tell them, what do you want to be? And by the time they get finished with you, say, can we talk? Because you have involved hip-hop in that kid's type of thinking to let him know how important he is. We have an Eagle School. Then having you guys to sit there, most of them don't have people back home that can talk about you guys. They don't have dads to sit down and talk with. And their questions aren't big, world-shaking questions, you know. So what the hell is a condom again? I can't ask any of the boys on the block. They think I should know, you know. And women. Some don't have mothers who believe that sex is something to talk about. They don't have a big sister or someone older that they respect that they can have confidence. The things that you can do, you know, it's a big thing to adopt a kid. I don't mean legally, I mean just say, and it doesn't have to be the brightest kid in the class. It could be somebody who's about to give up.